Zdravím všechny, co jsem mi kanál tady ze Stresa, vítejte u dalšího pokračování Genshinské megasérie. Dneska to po velkých akcích předešlýho dílu vezmeme trošku zvolna. Uděláme další miniquest ságu, jak je tomu já říkám. A tentokrát děláme tady to, z vrchu, Fontaine Research Institute. After navigating an incredibly cumbersome procedure, take on an assignment relative to Fontaine Research Institute. Before you can officially begin, you have to go final review. There's no end to this stupid mecha, and all my lovely muscular legs are now full of these horrid welts and bruises. Thank you, friend. If it weren't for you, I'd still be taking a beating from them. Oh, sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Desnos, member of Fontaine Research Institute, an assistant researcher, or so I used to be. Now I'm responsible for receiving adventurers who come here for recruitment and qualification reviews. They're called preliminary reviews, but it's just more me checking if they're carrying all the proper documents with them. So, what about the commission? Oh, you're here for the recruitment. Sorry, please excuse me. Let's talk business. Did you bring all the documents with you? If not, I can help you with the ones you're missing. Got them right here. Good, let's see. 1 proof adventure qualification and 1 30-day travel history, all nice and clear, just fine. Oh, I'll notice you only got 1 adventure handbook with you. I'm gonna need you to show me all of the handbooks you've ever used and currently using so I can take a photo of them. But it's the only one I have. Are you supposed to have more? Oh, you're quite the young and promising one then. Young and promising young one. No matter. If it's easier having everything in one book anyway. Now for commission. Income statement. Commission history, income statement, commission evaluation, info, commission statistics, and average positive ratings. You're very hardworking and you've quite the income too. Really? Protože questy dávají najevo, že jsme pořád na mizině. Good faith commitment, notice of liability, notice of obligation, and a notice of exemptions on informal release of legal purposes. The last one was really unnecessary, but oh well. Very good, well done, all the documents are with you. Thank heavens. You're the only candidate with the past 2 weeks who actually prepared the documents. Now all we need to do is to go to Fontaine Research Institute to undergo a final review. I was meant to be the one to take you there, but those stupid mecha injured my leg, so I can't do my job. It's okay, just tell us where it is and we'll head over there. Sounds good, I'll make the location down in your map. By the way, I suggest you head straight for the roof and to talk to Mr. Nacker. The instant time to work in the area, cause with all the clock running nearby wilds are definitely not going to be for medical guard. Wait, you haven't passed our final review yet, why are you signing us work already? There's no compensation either. Well, now just hear me out. Mr. Nacker's a senior researcher who once did even the research under Edwin, so he's got some sway in the institute. If you were to get along with him well and incidentally demonstrate your capabilities, then you're gonna have much better chances of passing. So what you're saying, we should help this guy and thank him for the privilege? Precisely. You can tell him before I go to for a final review, Mr. Dizzle tasked me with being your guard and ensuring your safety. Anyways, I won't go up any longer. You should be on the roof. I still got to... Ow, my leg. Fontaine Research Institute Chronicles. I've said this many times, crony. The rebuilding the Fontaine Research Institute is only our only goal right now. You've said the same thing 3 times now. I see all too well when you guys start repeating things like robots. There's definitely something big you're trying to hide. Think what you like. As for numerous issues you mentioned earlier, I suggest talk to Mr. Raimondo. What? Is he going to tell me all things the Fontaine Research Institute is hiding? No, but his way of beating it around the bush might be more sincere. You? Anyway, crony, I have my own business to attend to. This one is next in line, has been waiting for quite a while now. Hello, how can I help you? Are you Mr. Nacker? Yes, I am. Introduce yourself, describe the final review. I told you before final guard, ensure your safety. I see. Thank you for prying, Miss Lumina. And I suppose we must also thank Mr. Desnos this injury of the leg. The lives around here do pose many dangers, and having an adventurer capable of passing the preliminary review by my side would be a lot safer. Can't like I didn't hear that. Dangers are there exactly, if I may ask? According to the investigations, a lot of archaeum flew out of the Institute when it exploded. But will the uncontrolled archaeum radiate energy? Will it contaminate the surrounding environment? Whoa, wouldn't this entire area be contaminated then? I suddenly feel so short of breath. That's just our imagination at work. After leaving its cataclysmic environment, archaeum immediately returns to an inert state. It won't radiate anything. It is apparent that Miss Crony's way of phrasing her concerns brought you unnecessary misunderstanding. Miss Lumine, may I take a look at your documents? If you wish to escort me, we'll have to take something of a detour. I'm going to a few nearby places to review the technological assets of the Institute. Who's she? It's just some reporter, that's all. Indeed, that is what I am. To možná řekl Necker. Whoops. Indeed, that is what I am. It is a great honor to meet you, Miss Lumine. I have heard your name from my colleagues many times before. I'm Crony, a journalist for the Political Affairs section of the Steambird. If you have time, we get a rich time to chat. And of course, Miss Paimon is also welcome to join. I'm interested in your adventures. Let me see. How does next Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday sound to you guys? Even the Saturday could work. We could go for a cup of coffee. Or how about right now? You guys stay here and chat. I'll go do my work. That won't do. I already have reserved today's entire interview schedule for you. Sorry, Miss Lumine, Paimon. We'll have to chat another time. That's okay. We have work anyway. Yeah, we need to escort Mr. Necker first. I must stress again that I'm an ordinary researcher, and I have no further information to give you. Plus, we also got tedious and meaningless work ahead of us. Even if you go in and interview me, you won't get any useful information out of it. That won't be a problem, Mr. Necker. All work has its own unique value, and it's our job to uncover it. So, suit yourself. Let's get going. According to the schedule, there's a document we need to add this into his executive office. Hopefully Conrad wasn't called up for some other work. Tak, klec. Gdzie se s tím, že nahrávám? Už jenom alt tab. Ano. This is it here. Hang on a second. I'll go and find Mr. Conrad. Oh, whoa, what is that place? It's all floating in the air. Cube-shaped. Oh, Paimon gets it. This must be one of those magical I only want the second floor, just cut the first floor out buildings you hear about in the stories. Was this caused by the accident by any chance? Indeed it was. What you're seeing now is the central laboratory of the Fontaine Research Institute. Or should I say, what once was the central laboratory. Mr. Edwin Eastinghouse was once within, trying to develop a field generator using archaeum. Initial estimates indicated that the device could lift an entire block of buildings. My guess is that the experiment didn't turn out so well. Of course, had Mr. Edwin not left 2/3 of the Fontaine Research Institute in ashes, he would have been a shoo-in for a post of the next director. And today, the heavy responsibilities that belong to the post of director, including a lifelong stipend and private dwelling, must be borne by the likes of Quesuel and Raymondo. Ammon just wonders what kind of people those people are. According to the evaluations of my peers, they're the type who can speak to you for an entire day without saying a single valuable thing. I want to put that to the test, actually. So, it is exceedingly accurate to say that Mr. Choiseul's talents are irreplaceable. Look, the location of the final review is a former location of Alain Gauthier Research Institute, and now the current residence of the Institute. For the incident, weekly lectures were held there regarding critical projects. Of course, the old administrative functions are also in effect and can handle the final review. The plaza for? There are even seats around it, like an amphitheater? I ever heard the colleagues station at the Institute speak of this place. That is the sacred ground, Fontaine is, the place where Fanta was born. Refreshing Fanta, a font of refreshment. The Fontaine Research Institute Academic Assembly Hall is dedicated to the purpose of displaying the fruits of our research, such as the combat-capable artifice dancers, the gramophone, turbine-powered glider, and so on. Previous analyses of Institute assets show that of the items I mentioned only previously, Fanta may be the only scientific achievement that remains legally profitable. I couldn't help but notice your wording. Whoops. The only one legally profitable. Oh, I'm glad you noticed. In that case, would you mind giving me your opinion of the ongoing criminal activity of selling off-research materials from within the Institute? It is absolutely vile, and those involved in the matter ought to be arrested in accordance with the law. Huh. Well then, you ought to have those with access to Institute technical assets and the capacity to commit such a crime. Who do you believe it was? Could it be possible that it was a criminal? Let's keep moving. I need to go to the file storage room first and retrieve blah blah blah, fetch quest, it's not far. I feel you. Mr. Knacker, you finally come. We came across a little hiccup on the way. Never mind that though. Have you retrieved the survey anchor yet? I was about to bring that up with you. I don't know if it was due to explosion, but the supporting tools that were kept here are all damaged. You should know if you don't use the proper tools to retrieve the anchors, you'll be subject to being struck by high-intensity Archeum energy. Oh, intense energy from the Archeum. Got it. What I said was just... I didn't... Relax, sweetie. You were just merely speaking the truth. It's not like you offended anyone. What Miss Shelmy said was indeed true. But I hope that it can seem same for you what you shall write. Whatever the truth is placed right before me, I never pretend that it's not there. That would be a mistake. Is that so? Well, it takes only the slightest bit of effort to fixate on something. But it always takes more brainpower to avert your gaze from it. It's clear that they're not having an argument with each other, but why does Paimon still feel like the vibe is even scarier if they were? All I think is something Almighty Paimon. I think it's like Almighty Paimon. Eh? Why Paimon? How about we just get down to business? You know what? You're absolutely right. Miss Shelmy, let's go examine the anchor. Okay then. That said, the area where it's located is still blocked. I'll go ahead and open the ports. Miss Lumine, as I recall, you were an adventurer who came for the recruitment, yes? Well, assisting on Institute with his work will be sometimes required to carry out certain precise operations. I'd like you to see your practical capabilities first. Could you please go and help Miss Shelmy open the energy transfer terminal to clear the area where the survey anchor is? I guess I could. I don't think Shield's stories are reported. Something like, your test began the moment you set foot in this area. You could say that. If you pass this final test, we'll do a detailed competency assessment. After all, everybody excels at different things, and the work they can take on also differs. And so their compensation will differ as well. Huh, how very blunt of you, but you're not wrong. Oh, then we got to show them our worth. Just treat this as an early assessment. Miss Chalamet over there will explain to you how to operate the manual. Or terminal. Please follow her instruction and unlock the area as soon as you can. Na jednu stranu to chci číst, protože prostě to je pointa celého tohle, ale na druhou stranu to chci všechno přeskákat, protože během prvních 2 konverzačních okýnek pochopím, co po mně chtějí a prostě dál už jenom čekám. Tak už. Co je tam ten notýsek? Cipher letter 1. Text for cipher letters. Anatomy service artistic can be applied to Special Paint. Jo, to je jenom o tom, jak to funguje, to je tutorial Paint. Vezmu si energii z tohoto. Dám ji tam. Hotovo. To byla pointa. To bylo jednoduché. Už jsem si dal sám a prostě hardcore, prostě straight up, prostě sudden trial run s tím jedním kompem tam pár minut zpátky, takže jsem se to naučil ještě než jsem sem došel. Excellent work, the lock has been opened. Your ability to grasp mechanics and execute the orders are both outstanding. Your value far exceeds the vast majority of those who participated so far. I'll truthfully afford your performance as such. Whoa, Miss Crony, what's gotten into you? I suddenly feel like I'm gonna throw up. Miss Crony, please drink this medicine. Exposed survey anchors radiate Archeum energy. Strong Archeum energy, and the place we are in now has also been affected. However, this energy won't leave permanent adverse effects on the body. Just take this medicine and you'll be fine. Ugh, it tastes horrible. Forget it. I guess it's also kind of first-hand experience. Lumine, these 2 bottles are for the 2 of you. Please drink them. I'm not feeling discomfort at all. Let Paimon drink it. The Paimon isn't very discomfort either, plus the medicine doesn't taste good anyway. But Paimon would rather not take it. Really? That's quite interesting. And it is completely at odds with the results of the Application Arcane Risk Report 3/3 edition. We all should have been affected by the same amount. Harumph! Yeah, we're constantly journeying over the mountains and seas. We're way stronger than the people you got working here. Correction. You can now assume that the Fontaine Research Institute staff are all working out in the open, beneath the sun and stars. Your report might consider mentioning the difficult work conditions we are enduring, Miss Crony. I've been wronged without having been notified in advance. The steamboat ward just let this go. Putting all this aside, you clearly have an extremely strong innate tolerance of the energy flow, Lumine. If so, you are certainly the best candidate to assist the Institute without question. Please approach the storage room, report any dizziness, nausea, itchiness, or any other discomfort you feel during the process. Hold on. Are they using Lumine as a guinea pig, without fulfilling obligation to inform her of the risk? It's clearly stated in Institute Appendix which she did sign. Prior to being officially employed, the applicant shall be subject to a harmless Arcane energy flow tolerance test, and the Institute has the right to terminate the contract based upon the results of said test. I hate reading. Who the fuck reads that anyway? You chose not to exercise your right to read the text, but each document was clearly marked. Please sign your name after carefully reading the document. O tom je spojený jedna kauzička, co byla teď už před nějakou dobou, že určitá company si začala psát různý prostě legální píčoviny, že prostě jsou legálně nesmrtelný a nedotknutelný v šíleně dlouhém dokumentu a pak soud je slepnul, protože to nemůžou prostě si do smlouvy, kterou podepíšete, vepsat, že když to podepíšete, tak prostě můžou s vámi dělat, co chtějí. Že prostě právě z toho důvodu, že to nikdo nečte, takhle extralový texty. Jenom taková vsuvka. In any case, let's get down to business. Take these 3 steps and hold still for 30 seconds. You follow his search sessions and the story, however, nothing special happens. I can just let it go. We've gone this far, but Bob still doesn't feel anything. Do you feel anything? In my head, it's gonna explode. Feeling the same as always. That's a relief. I was worrying how she would carry you out of here if she was suddenly to pass out. Although we've come all this way, we can't see Nanker or all the others anymore, and it doesn't seem like we can hear them either. What do we do next? Oh, wait, I know. Maybe they'll check some sort of box in here and communicate with us through that. That would good. Do they even have technology that cool? We'll find out soon enough. Probably can't wait to see what kind of cool gadgets they might have. Lumine, can you hear me? Oh, so they're on technology of shouting really loud. Shh. What are you doing? Stop joking around at a time like this. I can hear you. You guys feel any discomfort? Everything's good. That's great. Please continue on the survey anchor. You should be able to see it now. Once you retrieve it, it'll temporarily fall into a dormancy and stop breathing energy and will be able to come in. Be careful. If you're comfortable, we'll get you out of here. Snag. Yep. You actually managed to retrieve the survey anchor without any instruments, like it was nothing. That's amazing. The last time we needed at least 3 of us acting together to retrieve it. I'm most certain you're exactly the talent we've been looking for. Without your help, all our work would have taken much longer. Ed, alright, I'll keep it for now. Let's leave this place and report back to the Institute, post-haste. Wait, Con, where's Crony? Baron doesn't see her anywhere. She was feeling nauseous from before, so she stay up the floor above. But don't worry, she's already taken her medicine. She just needs time to rest. And there she is. Miss Crony, what are you doing so fast? A bunch of mecha monsters suddenly showed up outside. They're on my heels about to storm in. Leave it to me. Look out, over there! Oh, the... Phew. Luckily, Miss Lumine was right here. These were probably the clockwork mecha that the Institute used before the monetary energy globe, as they are equipped with archimedestrial monitoring devices. Although they are now out of control, they still converge here upon detecting the energy flow. Mr. Nacker, should the Fontaine Institute be held accountable for these out-of-control mecha in the wilds? I don't object to that at all. That someone should be held accountable. Oh? If you truly have a way to have those buried in the ground, rise up and speak about it. Also, I sincerely suggest that you stay here and rest. Mr. Choiseul and Raimondo are the Institute's new site, and they're not going anywhere. Once you're feeling better, you can go and interview them. Yeah, you feel so sick you could bring them instead. Don't push yourself. Yeah, your health is essential. No, I can't. Interview Choiseul is the final step, not the beginning. This is what finally Miss Nacker around. I want to experience everything firsthand. I want to have questioned Choiseul and everything to hand. I bet he won't be able to beat around the bush like last time. And lo and behold, that I've now personally experienced this so-called harmless outgame energy flow now. Once I get to the Fontaine Research Institute, I'm definitely going to cover all of the truth. I truly admire a professional Miss Crony, but are you sure I'll be able to make it the rest of the way there? Don't worry, I'll be right behind you. I'm a reporter after all. Alright, this is nothing of value here. It's time to move on. A researcher who once worked together with Edwin Eastinghouse is now kicking storage room around the junk heap. Meanwhile, the Fontaine Research Institute still complains about being short-handed. The way researchers go about things is truly unfathomable. Everybody's worth is reflected in different ways, and kicking storage drums is my way of doing so. But I've heard that prior to Edwin's big screw-up, you just had some sway in the Institute. Some might even say that you were second only to Edwin himself. What? You're that powerful? That no longer means anything. I'm now merely someone who was fortunate to survive the project. I'm one of the culprits who turned the Central Laboratory into what it is today. This is the only information I can offer. I believe that's plenty. Let me write that down. Huh? Where's my notebook? And my whole bag disappeared. I put it right here, next to this mecha right now. Where did it go? You mean the one behind you? Huh? Hello? Help! Ooh. Hey, Choiseul and Raimondo. Raimondo, nothing would go wrong, right? Everything's running according to set orbit, Choiseul. Round and round it goes, without errors. Error-free everything it might be, but I'm just worried about getting dizzy. Mr. Choiseul, Mr. Raimondo. Hacker, it's great to see you. Have you taken to go survey anchors? But just you've done as you always have, complete our task to perfection. I have. Allow me you two to give a brief report. With Miss Lumine's assistance, the anchor was successfully retrieved without any equipment. That's unbelievable. You were able to retrieve one without the use of any instruments. Goodness, thank heavens. This entire research institute right now only has 3 complete sets of such equipment, and I honestly was worried as I want me to retrieve the anchors as soon as possible. It doesn't do really anything special. Yeah, it just felt like any other commission that we've done. No, for you to have retrieved an anchor at all is special enough as is. Any critical data in the anchor, Mr. Chosul? Oh, of course not. Some insignificant data, Miss Crony. I agree, but after all, there's no way for insignificant data to radiate with harmful Archeum energy flows, is there? Energy flow? I mean, of course, it's necessary and must exist as a technological means of preserving the... What I really like to know is why the Fontaine Research Institute would place the survey anchors to monitor Archeum energy flows after the explosion. Certainly, obviously, those survey anchors are used for monitoring stuff. Wow, Miss Crane talks so fast, like a dangerous slime on fire. Allow me to be more specific. How exactly is the Fontaine Research Institute planning to deal with this explosion? Yes, I was just talking about to answer that question. This was an excellent question to ask, as many people are concerned about it. Miss Crony, I'm so delighted to have come to visit again. I must stress on behalf of Mr. Chosul that the Institute has never changed its solution to the explosion. Once we have recovered all the retrievable research assets at the old site, we will demolish the old laboratory and do our best to restore the area's natural environment to its original state. By the central laboratory, you mean that building floating in the air? How are they going to demolish a building like that? Shoot it down with a cannon, or blow it up just like before? Of course we shan't be using such crude solutions. This demolition will utilize our newly researched experimental field generator. This device can deactivate the gravity field that surrounds the Institute's ruins and land them on the ground safely. But wasn't this device also within said ruins? And wasn't it also work of Edwin Eastinghouse that used Archeum as its energy source? So based on what you're saying, the Fontaine Research Institute is still unwilling to give up this harmless Archeum project, yes? I think they're not giving up on that so easily. You've been keeping up with what she's saying? Nope, I just repeated her last sentence. Hey, have you been doing this to pretend that you understand what's going on? Anyway, the Fontaine Research Institute is still trying to do dangerous stuff in dangerous ways, right? A great summary, Miss Paimon. If we're discussing uncontrolled risk, then even walking on road may be dangerous. As you should know, the energy source we're using is completely a new and stable tri-state Archeum. How does that differ from normal Archeum? How does the new word in front of it mean anything? This to me seems like a purely rhetorical maneuver. I'm sure Mr. Choisu will be happy to have an in-depth conversation with you about grammar, but I've left Mr. Knacker hanging for too long, and really that's just impolite. I trust you've done everything I've asked, Mr. Knacker. With Lumine's help, everything could have gone any better. Is this the new adventurer who came for recruitment? Maria. Hragnoluno. Knacker recounts to Rimondo everything that happened, emphasizing the he also I'm skimming. Briefly touches on Crony's ironclad professionalism as a severe vomiting reaction she had. From a joking look on Knacker's face, there seems to be ill intent and is just about to commit a reporter. Oh, so you assume. This is rare. Extremely rare. I'm delighted you are applying for work at the Institute. After hundreds of years of bad luck, we're finally catching a break. I'm confident you'll be of great help to us. Here are all the documents I signed. I'll leave them over there. Don't worry about them. Aren't you going to take a look at them? We spent ages on them, and Mr. Desnos also took them very seriously. These documents definitely have their use. Will certainly help with weed out idiots, at least. As for you, however, I believe that your good qualities go far beyond what they could summarize. So I'll leave them alone for now. Are you saying we passed? Without a doubt. I will also personally prepare the contract and a notice that you'll need to sign for follow-up work. Mr. Knacker? Yes? While Miss Crony appears to have a discussion about energy safety with Mr. Chosul, which she does, how about you take Lumine to retrieve the last 2 anchors? And the Archons. The energy flow control will be operating near completion, and all that's left is compile the data. Our guy's heading somewhere else. I'll come along too. This reportedly sure has good ears. What shall we do, Armando? Do you think we could convince this journalist? Tristarchium also the name was bring us trouble. Sure, still, do you think that name is not current grammatical standards and the people criticize for being superficial? No, Tristarchium may be different from Archium in name, but it's exactly the same no matter how one looks at it. This is not a problem, as its internal structure is indeed different. The difference between Archium is like good guys and bad guys. They're both people and they're very different. Armando never bothered to good guys and bad guys, much less nature of a piece of rock. I'll just say this rock looks like Archium, and it worked like us, so why isn't it called Archium? Relax, I put an explanation script. Keep listening. Jag kan lova hopp på på slogan. Archium, this one dude, this kind of rhetorical trick. This sort of also but display it, that's all. Oh, a water statue, so amazing. The survey anchors have all been retrieved. Looks like we got the right person for the job this time. Put them all over there. Someone will come and handle them. Now let us get down to business. Come over here, please, Lumine. There are some new documents you'll need to sign. But they're so thick! Why are there so many? Because no matter how one looks at it, escorting a researcher into the ruins and landing said ruins shall be no small matter. And since it is such an important matter, it is only natural for us to explain every detail to the one carrying out the work. Who am I escorting? Why, that would be Mr. Nacker, of course. Across the entire institute, there's no one better suited than him to deal with the central laboratory. I request that I accompany him every step of the way. What? I think... That's horrible proposal. Did you forget that we mentioned that we came up with a plan? We must keep the public informed about rebuilding the institute with the utmost transparency. That's right. That the new research institute has nothing to hide. I don't have made a mistake, but we're past that. Please go report on it. Go ahead, report on it all you want. To the ruins and see mistakes that were made. Looking back at it again, the institute knows what it would have been to cause stuff for, but let me define this once again. I'm about to fall asleep. Literally. I truly admire how much you guys have to say. Maybe you should call me after you're done talking. Yeah, this doesn't have anything to do with us, and this is a good time for a break anyway. No, it's a part of business. Well, you have to listen. You signed many complicated documents. Thanks to your prior experience, you're first signing them before you know it. Alright, that should be all of them. Thank you, Lumine. You are now an externally contracted assistant researcher of the Fontaine Research Institute. What about Paimon? Does Paimon get anything out of this? You're my important assistant. Assistant? That just doesn't sound as cool. Don't worry, assistants play an absolutely critical role. Let us get back to business. There's Nova. The matters of it so urgent. It's the shoulders. Well, follow me. Don't forget me. Yes, you. How could I also forget you? Dang. Come on. Let's do it this way. You mean we're going to delve this patch of water? That's right. With the help of this allogravity condensed water, we can ascend the ruins safely and efficiently. If you don't wish to do it that way, you may also go to the opposite bank and glide in from the highest mountain using a wing glider. Forget it, I'm not that good as a wing glider anyway. I'm not really used to heights either. Very well, I'll go with a few things to keep in mind when it comes to allogravity condensed water. Make use of allogravity condensed water. So in a nutshell, it's the same as when swimming or diving. I feel this is more flying and this is more flying or diving. Diving midair would be quite a novelty. In that case, please do enjoy experiencing it for yourself. Is everybody ready? You can still back out now. Reporters never back down. I'll be right behind you guys. I'll try to anyway. If you insist. What is this? This is the experimental field generator that Mr. Edwin developed. Didn't it already blow up? It looks perfectly fine to me. That thing exploded. the thing that exploded wasn't this machine, wasn't the machine itself, but the archeum ore that powers it, the archeum kinetic core. This thing, will it suddenly start moving? Relax, this big guy can't move now that it's lost all its power supply. But then Raimondo said we needed to use it to make the ruins descend. If it can't move, only a part of it will be activated. The Trite Archeum can only support its operation at half speed, but that should be enough to relieve the abnormal gravity state of certain ruins are in. Paimon doesn't understand that still. What do you need us to do? Please follow me. This is where you'll need to run back. Miss Crony, please stay here. Some areas in the back contain Institute's secrets, and you're not allowed to have any exposure to them. I can see that back of yours from here. What secrets could there be? I have no idea either. That's why you're definitely not allowed inside. What nonsense. Please wait here. Take photos randomly if you like. There's sugarberry free Fanta. And blah blah blah. I know. Can we go to the back already? How suspicious. Hey, what's suspicious? Oh, Lumine! Well, you gave me a fright. How are you able to walk around without making any noise? We're just too focused. Speaking of, you followed us all the way here. How did you manage to find anything? Have you managed to find anything? Not really. Since Mr. Knacker said all that, I don't really want to get into trouble. In the end, all I could do is take pictures of all these dilapidated houses, rocks, and this motionless machine. I bet I would be able to get photos of a big scoop if it could fly in the air just like you can. Why be a reporter if you can fly? I was born to do this. It's the reason I exist. I'm very sure of that, Miss Crony. What? You're also able to walk in without making any noise? Is this new technology the Institute's developed? Unfortunately, we don't teach walking courses. I've already completed all the preparations. In any case, please take Miss Crony back to the surface. Once the experimental feature channel is activated, it'll rapidly change the gravity in the surrounding area. I've been through professional training and I know what to do. For our safety, it would be best if you stay away from here. How are you gonna get down? You don't need to worry about me. Mr. Edmund taught me how to use the generator personally. No one needs to control this big guy as freely as I can. Not even Raimondo. Guess we'll have to leave it to the professional. Yeah, we'll meet again on the surface. I get back. Lumine, you're back. How's the work coming? Everything's going swimmingly. The rest of some finishing touches that ought to be left to a professional, so Mr. Knacker is still up there. I feel like I haven't done that much. Don't say that, you're our safety rope. Without you, how could we have dared let Mr. Knacker go out by himself? We said the trip was a brilliant success. There are other benefits as well. Miss Crony's managed to photograph some thought-provoking images she would like to ask me about, and those were usually more interesting for Mr. Knacker. I'll talk about that now. Let's kind of photo together a Monsieur Chassul. We also need to pursue a certificate and honorary title. Honorary title? Oh, what about Paimon? Will I get something? Well, you could join on the photo. So no honorary titles. They must remain limited in quantity and stay relatively rare. Otherwise, how could we have sponsors as worth rewarding them? Oh, right. Allow me to award you, Paimon. The honorary title of... super awesome title. The honor of the best travel guide. Hey, just what kind of nonsense are those? We're already best buddies, but I don't need a title for that. You better make Luminous really awesome. Of course, this is the highest standing. And besides, having well sworn this is research, come on, let's get a photo. Photo. Let's hear you like a nice conversation. Stepping stone. We can rebuild the institution. As for the former site, we'll keep it preserved forever and rebuild it as funded to a safety education center. I think I just had enough. Let's turn over against the benefit of the speech. Yes, of course, Matek už po třetí krouží nad tím, že nám udělají fotku. A vždycky začnou říkat něco jiného, tyva. No, there we go. Explosion! Okay. Was that an explosion? What else could it have been? We're just taking a photo together. Such smart agreeing necessary? I don't believe that was an explosion, all things considered. It was probably a controllable combustion. That was an explosion! Pi was nearly blown away just now. If not, what else could it be? Mr. Chasuo, could you explain this to us? Was this something that you had anticipated? I must say you asked a very good question, a very excellent one, as many people are wondering the same thing. The color of these bodies of water, could it be that the condenser components are already in? Wait, Necker hasn't come down yet. You're right, he hasn't. Let's not delay. We need to go. Wait, I want to go too. The truth behind this. Do not act rashly, Miss Reporter. If you dip one of your toes into that, you'll be saying goodbye to this world within a minute. Don't scare me. Would you please just stay here? According to your previous experience, the energy flow that remains in these bodies of water shouldn't affect you too much. Get into the ruins as quickly as you can. I'll find my own way up. I'll meet you there. Your own way? I have my ways. After the explosion, I was one of the first there to conduct a disaster investigation. Things at the time were much more complicated back then. Anyway, enough talk. Let's get moving. Hopefully Miss Necker won't meet the same fate that Edwin did. It looks like the arcane overloaded, and the cooling mechanisms is damaged. Necker, what have you done? This is my fault. I didn't think Necker would still be unsatisfied despite all the benefits I gave him. Benefits? Wait a second. Why are you looking at me like that? Did he say anything? Either motto against Necker and his attitude towards what matters. Huh, sweet talk. Did he tell you guys then there was people like him, Edwin's successors, who are reaping the benefits of this mess by stealing all the kinds of information and selling it? You guys are telling completely different stories. Paimon doesn't know who to believe anymore. If only he were here, think could find out the truth. Paimon doesn't see him though. If he's not here, where could he be? Maybe he's already dead. I don't think he was killed at the very least. I'll explain why later. For now, we must stabilize this Archeum. The suppression system shut down and the ore is presently in an excited state. That's what caused the explosion. What caused the explosion? This rock doesn't look any different. I don't understand it either. Alright, I agree that this is quite difficult to understand. I explain it in simpler terms. I guess I have no choice. The experimental field generator that Edwin created is extremely powerful and can manipulate gravity. This I believe you know already. But after the explosion, all the Archeum needs to shatter into fragments. Among those fragments, many of them could have turned into an excited state and triggered an explosion at any time. With the use of gravity fields, they were all restrained and gathered beneath our feet. That explosion just before was a small one caused by a small part of Archeum in the ruins that was affected by energy flow. I guess you could call it a minor rehearsal of a third-grade explosion. Then this ruin is a super huge, ready to explode piece of Archeum? So you guys did all this not because you wanted to retrieve asset, because you were scared the space would explode again? That's just one of the objectives of this operation, but right now our priority is to retrieve the condensing components that fell into the water and restart the suppression device. There is also Archeum inside the components, and intense energy flow is likely causes unpredictable changes in the water. Forgive me, but I'm really not capable of retrieving them and installing them back on the inhibitor. Only you are capable of doing this. Please. For the country. Since it's urgent, I'll get the job done. But then we're gonna talk. If this all goes well, that Mr. Necker really knows how to create trouble for others, just like that boss of his said when Easting House. What the fuck are you doing here? Bro, you can't catch a break here now. What's trying about it? Also destroyed the self-sync system with the inhibitor. By the way, I'm about to remove the two backup cores in the fidget and use them to supply energy to the inhibitor. Luckily, this big fella can't move, otherwise we wouldn't even have time to run. It's not moving, so you mean... knock on wood! Don't say things like that. It's an actual boss down there, you know? Boss queridava resource. Don't worry, it's just a big chunk of archaeum. You know, the archaeum is transferred into activated state. The explosion damaged all the energy supply onto the lost source energy supply. The archaeum connector should have been right here. Where did? You said the pneumatic cores were a backup energy source. And isn't the activation code for backup energy source a complete loss of energy? Žádný nebude. Boom. Destroyed. Great, grab the cores. Let's hook them up to something else. Just like before, connect the energy source or just the device. Please have it land on the ground. Never fucking mind. Nic se nestalo. The archaeum has transformed into inert state back again. We are safe for now. But there are even more secrets abound. As for things you'd like to know, I'll be happy to answer, but not right now. But I can tell you, based on hypothesis, that Mr. Knacker stole the kinetic core and triggered this explosion. But before explaining in too much detail, we should return to the Institute and place the proper notion and parameters into this interlude. We need to stop Miss Journalist from getting more deeply involved. The Arkham Kinetic Core is connected to too many other matters and would handle it in complete confidentiality. I would like you to cooperate with me. Well, really? You're not saying a little bit of lies, are you? Scary something is, we need to go faster. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Si se nechám říct od HUDčka, co mám dělat. Is things real also a cost as far as I'm concerned? Yeah. You're late about 1.1 compare. Let's go back. Těšte se na mé závěrečné hodnocení, protože jsem vystřelil jednou část, kterou hodně osvětlím. Těšte na finální hodnocení, protože to bude spicy. Miss Crowley, everything is a best interest of Fontaine. So what you're saying is that Fontaine Research predicted the explosion just now? Are you kidding? Do you think I'm a gestionnaire? You can't hoodwink me that easily. I think must be clear enough. The situation is under control. Let me be clear. You should have seen everything. I'm begging you, tell me the truth. I will tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth. I'm all ears. You tell everything that's happened from beginning to end without omitting anything. About the large explosion, if there's a field generator, about Knacker who's missing and could be alive or dead, and about Ramada's execution and install the kinetic core. And of course, what the Ramada character knows most about, the central laboratory ruins that could explode again at any time. I'm shocked. Shocked! Well, not that shocked. Were you aware of any of this? Of course! My goodness. So the Fontaine Research Institute doesn't even have the courage to face their own mistakes, just to cover up the fact that you couldn't deal with our game problem. You absolutely everything you could. What I find most surprising is that you even tried to trick Lumina, who has been doing their utmost to help. You went on to use her credibility to convince me that Knacker was behind all of this. You really understand that? You don't completely understand everything, dear Paimon. Thank you for dropping such subtle hints. But did we do that? Of course, I know what the Institute really wants to hide, the fact that Central the ruins can explode again. Or put it in another way, Archaeum is still a threat to the entire court of Fontaine still. Ridiculous, a person that has nothing can throw away to help spread your own lies. Listen to the final word I have to say, you can't fix it, your brain can freeze. Enough, I won't listen to the word you're saying, nor will I dwell on this. Your words, deeds, and the facts and see of the Institute will be reported on the next issue. Good day, gentlemen. Well, that's fine, alright. Thank you too. I didn't do what you asked me to do. So you can go fuck yourself. What, do you want us to break her spine in half? Yeah, Miss Ernie is what she wants, she will not bother us again. She'll tell everything, I believe so, but someone should be concerned about, for example, the whereabouts of Mr. Knacker. Monsieur, would you be honest? I don't care what you have to do. They stand in the same position and Institute Research takes photos for everyone. These bunch of decent people. The scene just isn't explosive enough. Hey, stop it! No more exploding! Any more explosions and bundle of nightmares. Yeah, this trophy is for you. Plus a copy of the certificate. Well, all 100%, 20%. I actually have more questions. Of course. What are the questions? Get to the goddamn questions. Completed. Solava. Fontaine Research Institute stagnating in the rubble. Další věc ze seznamu zkrácená. One less thing. Oh, disk. Ten jsem před časem viděl, chtěl jsem ho sebrat, ale pak mě tady čapli do tolku a už jsem na něj zapomněl. Že tady ta čurovina pořád lítá a nedají to dolů. Že to jsou prostě mrtky neschopný. Well. So. Finální hodnocení. Dva z 10. To asi je známka, který tomuhle questu dám, na kterou asi landnu nakonec. 2. A jenom 2. Protože jestli je něco otravnějšího, než nebo stejně otravného, co dokáže challengenout otravnost jejich sáhodlouhých monologů, což vědecký sáhodlouhý monolog je snad ta nejhorší kombinace pro tyhle side story questy, kde většinou někdo monologuje hodně dlouho. Tak osoby, které monologovaly, nebyly nijak zajímavý. Jediná světlá chvilka byla ta reportérka. A tam většinou řekla špitla jenom něco občas. A pak tam byla tuna různých vědců, který pořád něco mleli, ty vole, pořád mleli pantem. A jestli je něco stejně otravného jako všechno tohle, tak je to ty gameplay featurey, který vás čekají v tomhle questu. Některé obzvlášť spicy věci jsem vystřihnul, který prostě věci, které vás donutějí udělat. A ty naskriptovaný, absolutně myšlenkově zakrnělý chujoviny, který vás prostě a ty metody, které vám zakrnělé metody, které vás donutějí to udělat. To prostě vymyslel polomozek, který zapomněl, že v téhle hře existuje luk. Tohleto prostě lidi nenapadlo, že to budete mít v celém tomhle questu. Takže vás varuju. Prostě zapomeňte v tomhle questu, že luky existujou a že existuje jakýkoliv ranged damage. A nebo ranged prostě melee, whatever. Luky neexistujou, ranged spellcastři taky neexistujou. Jediný, co existuje, je meč, velký meč a polearm. Nic jiného pro vás neexistuje. Jestli budete mít to v hlavě, že existují jenom věci na blízko, na dálko ne, tak možná budete mít lepší čas, ale jelikož já mám mozek, 2 z 10. To jsem ještě schovývavej, protože ještě ta reportérka tomu dává ty záchranný body. A ten fakt, že jsem v místě, kde jsem nebyl, jsou to ty velký kuboidy. Design tyhletý lokace, to je 1 bod. Reportérka je 2. bod. Nic víc. Nic víc do těch bodů není. A jak jsem řekl, jak dialogově, tak i gameplayově všechno je hrozný. Vůbec jsem si to neužil. Ani to nebylo z toho, že jsem se nudil. Že bych byl ospalej z toho, že prostě by to vysálo sílu a teď bych nejradši usnul. Ani to se nestalo. Prostě já se cítím rozdurděnej, rozpolcenej a smutnej. Prostě rozpolcenej a smutnej najednou. A možná Leholince ospalej, protože ty dialogy byly fakt táhlý. Takže rozpolcenej, smutnej a ospalej. Tenhle ten mix emocí cítím po dodělání tohoto questu. Jestli to není všeříkající, jak o tomhle, jaký na to mám názor, já už nevím víc. A já třeba nevím. Jsem prostě specifický člověk a to je můj názor. Welcome to my TED Talk. Anyway, to bude pro tento díl všechno. Příště budeme dělat charakter side story questy, klasika. Nevím, kdo nás čeká dál. Může se kouknout do seznamu story questů. Hangouty tady jsou v podstatě všechny hotový, zbývá jenom Linet, která tam teďko někdy bude. V blízké době. Jo, myslím, že další je Sino, že jsem to naplánoval, takže že ho sdělám, když už tam je. Ale nejsem si jistý. Možná to můžu vzít chronologicky, protože to tak je i tady seřazený. V tom případě taky by dával smysl, že bychom vzali Linio a Linet, což Linet potřebuje Linio. Takže jo, on the fly, přeplánovaní mý secret timeliny. Další bude Liny a pak přes příští bude Linet. A pak možná ještě jedna věc, maybe. A pak jako teda třetí nebo možná čtvrtá, podle tak se rozhodnu, bude zase další story a pokračování. Že to je takovej rough estimate, co budou další epizody. A by the way, v té době, kdy tohle nahrávám, tak vydávám nějakou epizodu asi jenom 6-7 čísel zpátky. A ne 27 čísel zpátky. Takže už jsem relativně caught up. Takže v době, kdy se na tohleto díváte, tak nejsem o moc dál epizodově, co se díváte na tohle. Nemám už konečně nemám backlog 50 plus dílů, což jsem tam byl v tom bodě. A konečně nebudu natáčet věci šíleně dávno před rokem. Jsem caught up, takže malé vítězství pro mě. Anyway, než se rozloučíme, máme tu Vyšpůl, ale to bude speciální. Protože tu máme inazumský speciální Vyšpůl z hromadu charakterů, většinu z nich máme, ale je to další příležitost na kazu. Nevím, jestli se to počítá jako do toho zásobníku tady toho, jako co jsme všechno napůlovali na těch charakter vyšších, jestli se to překládá, jakože když jsme půlnuli třeba 4 a do hardpity mi chybí další 4 tenpuly, tak jestli mi i 4 tenpuly budou chybět tady, nebo jestli tady musím všech 8. Prostě jestli tady začínám od píky. To nevím. Doufám, že tam mám něco nahromaděnýho, protože jako by to bylo fajn být o to blíž ke Kazuhovi. Samozřejmě to bude zase down to the 50-50 roll. Ale jelikož to je jenom Kazuha garantovaný, jakože to je o něm, jako 5 star, tak ty 4 starový v podstatě to bude jako ten random. Což by mi mohlo padnout i něco nebo někdo, co ještě nemá. To bych přijmul a to by se dalo i využít. Takže dáme 2 půly, možná 3. Mám skoro 100 tenpulů a epizody nenatáčím tak super často, takže v tomhletom momentě pro pár epizod je mi to úplně jedno. Takže ten půl, please, nějaký dobrý 4 star. Kazuha nepadne, to jsem s tím smířený, by the way. Ale doufám v dobrý 4 star, to vždycky můžete. Teď už půlujete v gacha prostě cokoliv, tak vždycky prostě máte garantovaný tady 4 star jeden. A můžete doufat v nějaký star dobrý. To je dobrý, toho se držím. Pravděpodobně to bude konstelace, kdy jelikož mám 90% charakterů 4-starových, který jsou. To by byl hodně velký luck, kdybych dostal 4-stara, který ho nemám. Takže já hlavně doufám charaktera, který ho jakž takž používám. Většinou 4-starů nepoužívám obecně, ale některý jako na jejich níž. Jako třeba nevím, Facial, Noel, Barbara, když ty už jsou namaxovaný. A prostě, you know. Tak, bude to konstelace někoho, koho používám? Odpověď je... Docela ano. Ale Sayu možná už je namaxovaná. Je namaxovaná. Hop. Not much new over here. So let's do a 10 pull again. Please, 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 please. Please. Oh, big money, no enemies. Big money, no big money. Big money, kazo poprvé, kazo podruhé, prodáno tomuto účtu, doufajíc. Come on. Come on, slot machino. Další rast, really? A ještě Goro, cool. Toho mockrát nemám. Toho myslím, že mockrát nemám. Yes! Konstelace je na světě, let's go. We are cooking, everyone. We have something to cook with. Samozřejmě Miss Hina, I want to say. Hey, Ines Gordon Defense, to druhý je Gordon Victory. Jo, takže jeho skill je skill boosted. Skill level boost, yay. Level 10, nice. Že bude Miss Hina o to silnější. Jo, hlavní pointa je defense, což je skoro na 2000, což nice. Se rovnou přes ně podíval na ten look. Jsem ho dostal celkem 3krát, wow. Attack bow, který má rád normal atakování a nemá rád charge atakování. Má ho kurentně Aloy. A je to attack look, kterých je... kolik? Royal bow a tenhle. Ten si možná i nechám as is, protože attack bows nemám moc extra na zbyt. Kurentní, takže Moon, který má Yoimiya, Rust a vygraftěný prototyp Crescent na Ember, která ani není relevantní. Takže cool. To bude všechno pro tento díl. S touto mediocre bombou se zloučím a uvidíme se u Character Side Star Questu. Takže to bude mě všechno a dobrou noc.